I have a lofty, ambitious TBR for the month of August. I have written all of the books down. It's ridiculous. But I am specifically going to talk to you guys about my N.E.W.T.s TBR and my Women in Translation TBR. Unfortunately, I wish that I was reading more Women in Translation, but this is just how things kind of worked out. Man, I am just the worst at this. So anyways, I'm going to start with the N.E.W.T.s first and then do Women in Translation afterwards. So for the N.E.W.T.s, the career that I'm going for is potioneer. Also, I feel like this might be like out of the blue. I like Harry Potter a lot. I feel like I don't talk about it on the channel because, you know, whatever. So anyways, this is not 100% out of the blue. So I'm going for potioneer. So for that, I don't remember like I guess I'm not a hardcore Harry Potter fan. There's like the O's and the A's and the E's, like the different grades. Either way, for potions, I have to read 3 books. There's different, I'll link all of it below. I'm just going to tell you the prompt in the book. So the first prompt is a friend's favorite book, and for that I am going to be reading, because I was going to try to read it last month, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is Michael from N.E.W.T.s favorite book. At least I think so. Hopefully it still is, because that's what I'm reading for the prompt. It's at least one of his favorite books. It's the book that got him back into reading, so I am going to be reading that for that prompt. The next one is your like Harry Potter house colors on the cover, or like your Harry Potter house color on the cover. I'm bad at words. So my house is Hufflepuff, because Hufflepuffs are the best, and you know, well, I guess that's not why I'm a Hufflepuff, but I just am one. The other houses, specifically Gryffindor and Slytherin, cause me anxiety. But anyways, so yellow is the house color. So that is a yellow life raft, and so I'll be reading Summer House with Swimming Pool by Herman Koch. Koch, I don't know. Translated by Sam Garrett. I don't know how many more books of his are translated into English that I haven't read yet, so hopefully there's more. The next prompt is a book that has a prologue, and for that I am reading Kindred by Octavia Butler. There's like a 1-page prologue. But you know what? It counts. The next ones are the herbology ones. So the first, I think it's like to either to listen to an audiobook, or I don't know, but I've written green on the cover. I don't listen to audiobooks, so I think that's what that was. So I'm planning on finishing Object Lessons from the Paris Review. This is like a light green color. And then the next one is a book that's between 350 and 390 pages, which was surprisingly difficult, to be honest with you. I mean, I've got like my select, like I don't have like a huge select, I'm not like going off my whole TBR shelves, just like a smaller selection, but most of my books are between 300 and 350, so that was actually surprisingly hard. But I'm going to be reading Missoula by John Krakauer. This comes just barely in at 388 or something like that. Technically it's over 390, but it's the bibliography at the end, so I'm not counting the bibliography, and we're just going to go with the actual book text. Yeah, I have been wanting to read this for a really, really long time, so need to get on it. The next prompt is to read a book with an even page count, and for that I'm reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, which is over there because I'm actually technically currently reading it, but I'd like to finish it, and that has like, I think it's 596, so even page count. And then the next one is Care of Magical Creatures, and the prompt is to read a title that starts with an A, and I'm going to be reading Anne of Green Gables for that. Hopefully this is quick and easy because it is a children's book. So those are the prompts for that. So now I'm going to talk about Women in Translation. Hopefully I'll do like a recommendation video with books that I've read, and maybe I'll do like a more broad, you know, here are Women in Translation that I have on my shelves that I haven't read yet. But it is kind of upsetting. There's, I'll also link below, there's a person that's trying to do like, Sorry, email every time. I need to start like closing that app before I start filming. But there's someone that's trying to like do a top 100 women in translation, so you can go and like vote for your favorite ones or like say, you know, what your favorite ones are. So I'll link that below. And yeah, I just realized that most of the books that I read that are in translation are by men, and it's so frustrating. And I didn't think about it because you don't think about it, you know, you just pick up whatever. So anyways, these are, I've got 4 books that I'm reading for that prompt. Like I'm trying to read for that prompt. I'm trying to read 1 women in translation book a week, basically. But I also have this one that I haven't finished yet, which is Monster Human by Kirsty Skomsvold, translated by Becky L. Crook. I started this at the beginning of July, I think, and I just kind of like got distracted by other things. So I need to pick that up again, especially because it was quite complex. So I think if I don't pick it up soon, I'm going to start forgetting things. So I need to read that. Then I have Record of a Night Too Brief by Hiromi Kawakami, who is the author of Strange Weather in Tokyo. I feel like a lot of people read that like a year or 2 ago. This is translated by Lucy North. And then I've got another Irene Nemirovsky book because I love her. This is All Our Worldly Goods, a novel of love between the wars. And this one is translated by Sandra Smith. And then I have Disoriental by Negar Javadi. And this one is translated by Tina Cover. I know this was like on a lot of lists from last year, maybe. I bought it on a whim at Indie Bookstore Day last year, I think. Yeah, 2018. I bought it on a whim just because it's a Europa, and it ended up being on all these lists, so I'm even more intrigued. I need to read it. And then the last book that I have is The 10,000 Things by Maria Dermu. I don't think that's how you pronounce that. But this is translated by Hans Koning, and this author is Dutch, so she was born in the Dutch East Indies and educated in Holland. So yeah, those are the things. If you've read any of these, if you have any things to say, if you have translator recommendations, I'll take them. But specifically, if you have TBRs for women in translation, I'd love to see them. N.E.W.T.s too, but you know, I feel like that gets enough hype. So let's try to promote those women in translation. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.